Okay, I told myself before I was going to film this, I was going to try to be nice, and I recognize that I already screwed that up, but I apologize for what's about to come out of my mouth. You fat fuck. Alright, you guys, welcome back to my channel. I am so excited to have you here today. So today, it is Thursday, which means it is a reaction video. Today we are going to be looking at a new hire coming out of San Francisco by the name of Virgie Tovar. If you have not heard of Miss Virgie yet, congratulations, good for you. I'm here to ruin it. She is their fat phobia trainer or some shit. I didn't actually look up her actual title because it's stupid no matter what it is in its correct format. And I just want to introduce you guys to her. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna watch a video, maybe two, of her speaking. Before we dive into any of it, make sure that you are subscribed to this channel. Give this video a thumbs up. I really appreciate it. And let's jump in.
CRFI. If you're like many women, you've been to a birthday party or a small office gathering, an event that's meant to bring people together. There's swinging tunes, some adult beverages, and good convo. And then it comes time to cut the cake, and someone decides to ruin everything.
Oh my God, that slice is huge. That slice is bigger than Beyonce's paycheck. Can you cut me half of that?
A cake-related fat-phobic incident, or CRFI, is that moment when it's time to eat delicious cake and it's interrupted by a moralizing impulse. Inevitably, there's always someone at the party who has to declare publicly that their slice is too large and that the person who's cutting the cake—
It's me. It's me at the party. I'm the one. Can we cut that in half, please? Mostly because I'm not a humongous cake person, but apparently I'm just a fat phobic. Just because you are reading fat phobia into someone not wanting a big piece of cake, it doesn't mean it's there. It's a little schizophrenic, if we're being honest here. And you need to take a god chill pill. You need to breathe, sweetheart, because it isn't that serious. If you need everyone around you to indulge themselves in the same bad habits that you do, if you need everyone around you to engage in those same bad habits, that's on you. That's your problem. You cannot simply expect the world to make the same bad choices that you make. And I'm not saying that any piece of cake is a bad choice, especially if it's at some kind of fun wedding or party or whatever it might be. But what's actually happening here is you are shaming other people for not wanting a big piece. It could be, for example, they don't like cake. It's not really their favorite, but they want a little something sweet, so they're going to have it. It could also be they have some self-control, and they're trying to meet a fitness goal, and they're trying to be in caloric deficit. That could also be part of it, and there's nothing wrong with any of that. How about we let you eat as much cake as you want, and you let them eat as little cake as you want, and stop being so sensitive. I'm truly.
Almost invariably a woman must do some disproportionate amount of labor in order to accommodate their need to feel superior. Let's take a look.
Can you do a little bit, can you scrape all the frosting off and cut it in half and give me 2 forks, because I'm sharing.
A disproportionate amount of Okay, I told myself before I was going to film this, I was going to try to be nice, and I recognize that I already screwed that up, but I apologize for what's about to come out of my mouth. You fat fuck. If you think that cutting an extra piece of cake in half is disproportionate amounts of labor, your perception of labor is so terrifyingly skewed. It's not. That was an insane comment to make.
Small, a little bit more, tiny, no, less than what you're
Smaller, please.
Could you just cut my piece into 12 equal symmetrical little pieces and put each one into a tiny little Tupperware so that I can have a bite for each month of 2018? Thanks.
Smaller. Let's take a step back and view what's happening through a critical feminist lens. CRFI typically happen in environments where there are primarily or exclusively women. Women are disproportionately negatively affected by diet culture because diet culture maps onto sexism. Like many parts of diet culture, there is a significant performance component. You have to show others that you are being.
Look, I just don't know if having a bunch of larger people holding a cake and like drooling over it is the best marketing that we could be doing in this moment. Like if your whole goal is, I assume your goal is for me as the viewer to have the opposite feelings from which I'm feeling right now. And the reason I'm feeling the feelings that I'm feeling right now is, one, you are unbelievably annoying. And that's unfortunate. But two, the optics just, I don't think that they are what you are wanting them to be. Okay.
Good. Controlling how much you eat is part of what it means to be a, quote, good woman. This kind of behavior is a way for people to keep other people in check through food moralizing, surveillance, and policing. These are the mechanisms that are at the core of diet culture and weight control. The idea that you can position yourself as superior to others through self-control and self-denial is super sexist. CRFIs have a history of creating a hierarchy among women and ultimately in maintaining misogynist expectations.
I've had enough. So I do want to say this, right? I know that I'm a bitch. I know that I'm bordering on cruel in these videos, but let me defend myself for just 1 second. If somebody like Virgie were putting forth their best effort and trying to live a healthy lifestyle and trying to encourage others to live a healthy lifestyle, I would be applauding her. I would be cheering her on. I would be her biggest fan. That's not what she is doing. Her whole job is essentially to say it's okay to be fat. You don't have to work out. You don't have to watch what you eat. You don't have to be aware of the things that you are putting into your body. You don't have to take care of yourself. And then when you inevitably get sick because you're not taking care of yourself, it's just going to be society's problem to then take care of you, to then pay for the hospital that you're going to have to go to when you inevitably have a heart attack because you're so large. And for that reason, I am going to be mean because what she is doing is cruel. And cruelty is deserving of cruelty. I think what she's doing is disgusting. I think that promoting whatever, what is it? Love at any size, happiness, whatever the stupid saying is wrong. Now, is there a balance to be struck? Should you engage in unhealthy eating habits? Because overeating is just one version, right? But that could quickly turn to undereating, and that too should be frowned upon. That too is unhealthy and sickness. It's a sickness. These are both eating disorders, just on opposite sides of the spectrum, and both are deserving of. They need help. These people need help, and sitting there saying, "Oh, you're fine," isn't helping. It isn't helping. And this is such a through line, I feel like, with progressive logic. It's you're not allowed to judge, and you're not allowed to say, hey, maybe that's not the right thing to do. Maybe that's not the correct path to be going down, because everyone's journey is just their own. Unless you are right of center on the political spectrum, then everything you do is wrong. And they have no problem making that be known. Believe me, you. So that's just an interesting little thing there, isn't it? Okay, so let's check out her announcement that she made that started all of this. I am working with a team at the San Francisco Department of public health. You can't make this shit up. As a consultant on weight stigma and weight neutrality, as defined by Google, weight neutrality is a health-promoting approach that focuses on overall health and well-being rather than body weight. Okay, so inherently, I don't necessarily disagree with this, because if you think of somebody like Ilona Maher, is that her name? I am so sorry if that's not correct. She probably weighs more than the average woman, but it's muscle. I mean, that woman is so fit. So I can agree with the sense of not necessarily focusing on the number on the scale, but all of these other objectives here. However, I feel like this just flies in the face of the things that Miss Virgie talks about in videos. She very much is a body positivity, fat positivity activist. So that's just an interesting thing to note. But that is all that I have for you guys today. I thought this was such an interesting little development in sweet California. If you've made it this far, you might as well just subscribe to the channel. I mean, that just makes sense. It just is the logical next step to take, to be honest with you. So go ahead and do that. Give the video a thumbs up while you're at it, and we'll chit chat next week. Bye.